Hello and welcome to part 3 of our Beijing adventure, the final stop of our chaotic China tour. In this one, we attempt to visit some of the country's most iconic landmarks, despite not booking any in advance again. We eat things that may or may not have come from another planet, pass through more security checkpoints than an international spy, and somehow still manage to find moments of calm in one of the busiest cities on Earth. Let's see how much culture we can cram in before we catch our flight to South Korea. Let's get into it.
Hello and welcome to day 3, I think it is, of Beijing. We're actually on our way to Tiananmen Square now, but there's like a diversion. It's just back there. They're making you go into the subway, across the road, down the road, left, and then across the road, later down there, to come back on yourself again, which is a bit of a faff really, but must be doing it for some reason. I don't know if it's security or if it's crowd control, but we've just come out of the metro thinking that we can just walk straight in. But you can't, you've got to sort of follow all these diversions. So we'll play the game and we'll carry on following the diversions for now and see where it takes us. But we're a little bit lost right now, to be honest. Something quite interesting about the metro that we got off at near Tiananmen Square is that in order to get out, you have to show your passport. So I'm guessing there's quite a lot of security around the whole of Tiananmen Park. So I'm guessing like that's why, but you haven't got to do that at every other metro station, it's just that one. But when we first arrived here, that was the first metro we got off at, and we were a little bit like stunned really, thinking that that's what you'd have to do at everyone, and that Beijing was going to be like really policed, but it hasn't really. It's just around this area that it's quite policed. So now I think we should walk back in the opposite direction. There's like police checkpoints. You get through those checkpoints and you can walk onto the square. I don't think you have to pay for it. There is the Forbidden City, but the tickets for that go quite quickly. And I looked at tickets for them this morning and I couldn't get them until 2 days time. But they're only like 14 quid each, so if you come in and want to see the Forbidden City, make sure to book them in advance. Alright, we're through the first police checkpoint. Second, if you class the metro. Seems to be a little bit of gathering of people here. It's a queue. It's a queue, so this will be the third police checkpoint. Man, I didn't realise this was such like a heavily guarded place. Is there a threat to it or something?
Do you reckon you can take your hands with it?
Yeah, I don't see why not.
I hope so.
Scratch that. We forgot we didn't reserve tickets. We didn't know you had to reserve tickets to go and stand on the square. Now, we don't want to go in anywhere. We just want to stand on the square, but in order to get onto the square, you have to have a reserve ticket. Just to go and stand on it. It's free, you just have to have one. When I've looked on like trip.com, you can't just get this like reserve ticket. You have to like book a tour or a guide or something like that, which is so annoying. So, I think we have to kind of reevaluate what we're going to do with the day. We're going to see if we can get to like a viewpoint to see into the Forbidden City somewhere, but I don't know where that will be. Apart from that, I think we're going to get some lunch, get some food somewhere, sit down and see what we're going to do with the rest of the day, because we're kind of f***ed up. Lesson learned though, if you're going to come to Beijing and you want to see Tiananmen Square, make sure to reserve your ticket in advance and don't be like us. So we just got through that security checkpoint there, and I gave him my passport, and he didn't even ask me to take my sunglasses off. He just looked at it, looked up and gave it back to me. So sometimes at these checkpoints we're starting to think they're just for show really. Right, we were going through the metro, well, we got into the metro near our hotel and put my bags through the scanner, and I'm sure the woman who was like checking the scanner had her eyes closed and she was asleep. And then like when they're scanning the metal detector, whatever it is over here, it'll beep 1,000 times and they'll still just walk through. It's mad. I don't know what they're looking for, but to us it just seems pointless. You know what I mean? It's just all a facade. And we're on it. Why was the one down there if there's one to get onto this road? I don't really understand.
Oh, so more intense.
Yeah, that one, he proper looked at me. I took my glasses off for it because he looked a little bit more scary than the other one. Everywhere else we've been in China so far, you've been able to book things like on the day and you've been absolutely sound. So I think we thought it'd be the same for Beijing, but obviously not. I think a lot of countries, they do like 48 or 72 hour visas to China if you just stayed in one place. And obviously, if you come to China, you've got 72 hours, you'll go to Beijing, wouldn't you? So, obviously, a lot more busy, a lot more touristy here. Every time we walk down this street, there's always a massive queue outside this restaurant. And they specialise in doing this, like, fried stomach, it's called, in this, like, special powder. And they also do, like, wraps. So we're going to get one of each, and we're going to try them out.
This is baodu, thin strips of stomach, flash boiled and coated in chili sesame sauce, a Beijing delicacy with imperial roots. I knew it was stomach, just didn't expect it to look quite so tentacly. Michelin starred or not, it creeped us out. Abby more so. I ate it.
So that what I've got here is noodles and stomach. Let's give it a go. Oof, I'm not too sure about this.
How is it?
Yeah, it's good. Like the stomach, if that is what it is, just sort of blends in with the noodles. It's just like a chewy noodle. If you don't look at it and you just eat it, it's alright.
I don't rat.
You can try some.
No, I'm scared.
It's not that bad. It looks a lot worse than it tastes. It tastes quite nice.
It looks like it should be rank.
Doesn't it? The stomach looks gross.
The more I look at it, the more I can't eat it.
Don't look at it. Just eat it.
Oh, hello. Why is it so chewy?
It is very, very chewy. Well, you're right. The more I look at it, the more it looks like little caterpillars. Little centipedes. Oh, minging. So it's got these little things on it. It's obviously like the stomach lining. But it's like cut into noodle shapes with noodles. If you don't look at it and get it down, it's quite nice.
As long as you don't have to bite through any beef and cheese.
He's going to slurp it back, I think.
But the struggle to bite through it almost took me over the edge. But it doesn't taste like what you would expect it to, I don't think.
The actual stomach, it doesn't taste like anything. All you're tasting is the spice, the peanut. That's it. It's like a peanut sauce and chili oil. And then you've got the texture of the noodles and then the stomach lining or whatever it is.
The more you're talking about the stomach lining.
Are you sure that's what it is? Stomach lining? Stomach?
It just said like the innards of stomach.
Yeah, stomach it is. Which kind of makes sense, because I can imagine that's what the inside of a stomach looks like. We're going to finish it, so it can't be that bad. But yeah, it's just a look of it. The look of it isn't great.
太小了，太小了，那个太小了，应该那边
Yeah.
再大一点能看见，你那太小了，no。
If someone can speak Chinese or whatever language that was, it can translate, please let me know.
Yeah, I'm not proud.
He seemed nice enough.
Yeah.
He was either saying, that camera's so small, or give me your camera.
I can't believe you've absolutely smashed that.
I think if you told me that that was squid or octopus, and I saw all those little tentacle things, I'd be like, oh, fair enough. I'd smash it, do you know what I mean? It's just because I know it's stomach that it's making us cringe a little bit. But it's not actually that bad.
So it says, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 years worth of Michelin star.
Yeah.
So do you have that food in his hands already, or did he just get that out of the bin?
I can get out of the bin.
That's sad.
Bless him, man. That guy who came over before, he walked away grabbed some out of the bin, like I don't know, like a ramen or something, and walked off eating it. Must have been homeless or something. If we understood him, I wonder if he was saying something like, "Can I have the rest of that?" Because I'm sure Abby would have given it him. But yeah, we're not really sure what to do with the rest of the day. We're going to go find somewhere we can sit and get a drink or something, and then plan what we're going to do next. Might not be anything. This could be the end of the video because our lack of planning. So yeah, we'll see what we can do, and I'll come back to you. There is a park round the back, I guess, from Tiananmen Square called Jinshan Park, and it costs about 50p or 5 yen to get into this Jinshan Park. And then once you're at the top of this hill, you can see into the Forbidden City, and you can see the Beijing skyline. So I think that's what we're going to do. That is the second best option, I guess, to actually going in the Forbidden City and actually going into Tiananmen Square. So we're going to do that. It's about 30 minutes on the metro. We're going to walk to the metro station. We're on the metro for a bit, and then walk the other side to get to this Jinshan Park. So yeah, let's go and do that. So there was another kind of like passport check there to get onto Line A. I think this part of Line A might go underneath Tiananmen Square. It must just be around this bit. Is it the palace or something? Or around these like sacred bits or like government buildings. It's just full of these checkpoints where you've got to show your ID, which is a little bit weird. Some of them, like, they actually check them and inspect your face and that. Others, they're just kind of like going through the motion. Yeah, a bit weird because we've been on Line 8 a few times, but it's the first time they've done it on this one. The metros in Beijing are definitely a lot busier than the other metros that we've been on. The closest ones to these, I would say, was Hong Kong. But again, that's another big city. I don't think we've been on a quiet metro yet while being in Beijing. I would even say this one we're getting on now is one of the quieter ones. I'll show you. Normally it's like sardines. Normally it's so busy. Anyway, people are looking at me, so I'm going to put the camera away. We have just got off the metro and we're now doing the 15-minute walk to Jinshan Park. We're actually walking past Beijing Art Museum, and again, if we planned better, if we were planned better, we could have gone there, but we didn't. To be honest though, like we said before, we're not feeling great, so we had a bit of a lie-in this morning because we're feeling ill. We don't want to overdo it and then ruin ourselves when we get to Seoul, because I think a big thing of Seoul culture and taking in the Korean culture is like the drinking and the eating. So I don't want to get to Seoul and not want to go and experience all that. So we've got a bit of a chill one, but I think this is going to be a nice way to end our trip in Beijing, in the Jinshan Park, overlooking the Forbidden City and the Beijing skyline. This bit, I don't know, this seems a bit quiet up this way, but to be fair, when I went and asked ChatGPT about where to go, it said Jinshan Park is a good place to see the city, and it's also a little bit quieter as well. It's less of a tourist attraction, because obviously the bigger tourist attraction is going into the Forbidden City. So, silver linings. I think we've just got to buy tickets first. There's a QR code over here. I think we've got to scan that on WeChat.
Oh, this is like...
Now I'm gonna try and translate it. So, to buy any ticket for Jinshan Park 4, right? Just gotta wait for it to load. Once we've done this, you've obviously got to put a bag through the security check. Right, we've given up with that app because it's not working, it's not loading, but we think you can buy a ticket through here. So we're going to go through security and see if we can buy a ticket. Right. hopefully this ticket window accepts cash, because we've got some cash that we need to use before we leave China. So fingers crossed.
Oh yeah.
Full price adult ticket, €2. Ah, all right, fair enough.
Oh, could have just done this all wrong.
Two tickets. There should be €4 there. Shisha. Right. Oh, €2. Okay. That's actually cheaper than I thought it'd be. Online it said it would be €5 each, so a little bit cheaper. It's like 20 something p. Another layer of security. Scan these tickets.
OK，
Shit.
全价票1人。
We want to find the highest bit now.
It's a little muffin.
We want to find the highest point so that we can see the Forbidden City and Beijing. This is a map here. I reckon it's at the temple, innit? So where's that? I reckon we just try and go up. I can see people walking up the path over there. Oh, look, it's up there. You can literally see it. So we just need to make our way up there. And here we have it. That's the Forbidden City.
继续吗？
I think this confirms it for me, that Beijing isn't a very tall city. Ah, I spoke too soon. Can you see this? Skyscrapers in the background there, but to be fair, there's like 3 or 4. The rest of it is no more than like 10 stories high. That's what it seems anyway. It's not very tall at all. Like compared to some of the cities we've seen, like Shanghai is a very tall city. But here, everything seems quite like short, but it's just spread over a large space. It's must think this is the capital city. It's so short. So just reading up on this place now. It was built in the 15th century, so the 1400s, and it was during the Ming dynasty, the Qing dynasty maybe I got that wrong. But when looking into it, this was sort of built and running in the same time as when Henry VIII was the King of England, which is mad to think about, because that seems obviously so long ago. But there's still structures here in China that have survived from that day to here, and it's such a big structure. I don't think I'll be able to get on camera how big this place is, but take a look. So it's called the Forbidden City because the Emperor and Emperors for years used to live in it, and all of they used to work and live in it, so all their families, servants, everything lived in this Forbidden City, and it was called the Forbidden City because it was not accessible by the public. They weren't allowed in there. But obviously now you can go in as a tourist and just sort of look around and see what it was like. But obviously we haven't been able to do that because we never booked it on time, but we can see it up here from this pagoda thing, and it's quite cool. Let's get on top of here. Oh. Give you one last look. It actually goes behind these trees here, but obviously they can't see that. But that's just like one half of it here, and then the other half of it's over there, just to give you the sheer size of it. And it goes maybe, I don't know, half a mile at least in that direction. It's huge. I don't know what's in there. I don't know if it's full of shops and stuff. I doubt it. I reckon it's probably a little bit like a Beamish. Yeah, up in Newcastle, where it's like, it shows you kind of what it used to be like in those days. And it's got like staged rooms and stuff of what they used to look like. Where you used to do like meetings, and where you used to eat and where you used to sleep and stuff like that. But you can't actually take photos or anything when you're in there, so I doubt it would have been good content anyway, because it would have just been me either trying to secretly film or me coming out of it going, yeah, that was cool. So you got a good view from it there anyway. This is a little bit further up from where we just were in that pagoda. This is like a bigger structure, look. Great content, Colin. Entirely can't see it. Definitely lied to when I got told this would be a quieter spot to come see the Forbidden City. It's like being back in Hong Kong on top of that viewpoint. Doubt we can get to the front and have a good look, but we'll give it a try. Absolute loads and loads of people here. You can see just down at the front of the Forbidden City the amount of people going in and out. So busy. Yeah, this is Ningin. Let's get out of here. One last kind of interesting fact before we leave is that around the Forbidden City, there's like a 10-foot moat, deep moat, 10-foot deep moat of water all the way around it, and then a 10-foot tall wall all the way around it as well. And then there's towers at every corner, big enough to obviously see around the Forbidden City, to make sure there's no intruders or anything like that back in the day. Alright, that is us done for the day, I think. I think the only thing left to do is get something for our dinner. Something really traditional, I think, and really Chinese to end the trip. What were you thinking?
KFC.
A KFC she wants a KFC. To be fair, when you go to these places, you've got to try what their fast food tastes like, what the differences are on the menu, right? But we had a KFC in Cheyenne, didn't we?
Yeah, we did.
And I had the chicken carcass there. They had this whole chicken on the menu, so I bought it because it was like £3 or £4. And it got there and it was literally just the carcass. There was no like breast meat on there or leg meat or anything like that.
I think it was like £1 something to be fair.
But yeah, it wasn't what I was expecting. It tasted alright, but I felt scammed. So I don't know if we'll get a KFC. Maybe we'll see something a little bit better.
Maybe.
Probably not.
Like a Mackey's.
I gave in. Doesn't. KFC in the basement. Is anyone even in here? New beef burgers. Is it even open? I'm really glad that we finished our Beijing trip on a traditional Chinese meal. I really think it brings the whole thing to a close really nicely. Couldn't be any less Chinese. These are even Portuguese. Unreal though. Look at these. Look at this. We're the only ones in here as well. We've just watched the guy freshly cook everything. It's gonna be the freshest KFC I've ever eaten in my entire life.
Well, nothing says farewell Beijing quite like tucking into a KFC, does it, mate? Jeez. Cultural immersion at its finest. However, that does wrap up our 3-part Beijing adventure. A journey filled with ancient wonders, baffling menus, endless security checks, and a surprisingly wheezy wall climb. Next up, Seoul in South Korea. A whole new culture to misunderstand, new food to misidentify, and somehow even more rules to accidentally break. We drink like locals, explore the DMZ, and speak with someone who's actually escaped from North Korea. Perspective incoming. You're going to want to watch this. Thanks for watching. Like, subscribe. Peace.